Yeah, love you too. And without further ado, let's get the champ up here and let's see what we
Once again for the champ, ladies and gentlemen.
Many drives to Alabama with each other, you know what I mean?
First off, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It was a beautiful night, a beautiful moment with a lot of beautiful people in the crowd cheering us on. We couldn't have done it without you guys. And man, what an amazing time to be here in Kansas. I never been here before, but it definitely won't be my last time. It made me feel like at home. You know, the love and the hospitality that was here, it was tremendous, you know what I mean? The way they treated my team, I'm forever grateful and thankful for that, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, sir. On behalf of GTC, I know when we met for the first time, I told you from the start, we're here to reload the legacy. It wasn't a comeback. It was opportunities for us to showcase what we had as GCC. You allowed us to do it with only our second event. You know what we did the first time with Alicia Baumgartner. We made history, all first female sport, all first immersive world. We did big things, and now we stepped it up. They said, can you do it with the men, right? Can you do it with the heavyweights? Why not the best heavyweight to ever live?
There you go. Hey!
For me, it ain't a lot. I just want to tell you again, it's God be the glory.
Amen.
Because certain things happen, certain people align. And for those that don't know, Deontay has amazing security. So I say that to tell you, I got out in Alabama, and I go, is that my man? I don't know. No, I can't be. We in Alabama. You know, we riding. Walk in the gym. Deontay has amazing workout. We're getting a lot of film. And I'm talking about, yeah, what's your security plans, da-da-da. They said, well, we only got one security. There he is. I turned around, I was like, oh, that's my man. Right. Small worlds. I say that to tell you, the worlds are super small. And with that, God doesn't make any mistakes.
Amen.
And allowing us to do this on behalf of GCC, bringing it to Wichita, the Mayor Lily Wu, being so supportive of us, our other partners in our other combat sport organization, Mike Vasquez, Trigon Combat, BKB, we couldn't push it enough, right?
Yes,
and
indeed.
We'd love to see you in the Trigon too, man. I don't know, what's up? Before we do that, I'm gonna say I appreciate you. I'm gonna let my CEO step in and sit down, Mr. Nelson Lopez.
Yes, indeed. And I will also want to give a big thanks to Nelson for Global Comeback Collective. That's right. Maria's and it was definitely an honor to be a part of it, and let's do it again, brother.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Shelly, you heard that?
You heard it, Shelly.
Hey, I got one thing to say. Also, let's give a hand to this man, Tyrell. He's going to have some big opportunities, and he deserves big opportunities.
That's right.
This was his first major boxing event, and he's like a suction cup. He's looking to learn and see everything. I said to him, don't be in the lobby doing this. Everyone's going to come over to you. He says, I want to see everyone. That's the kind of attitude that helps you get to the next thing. And he's someone we would love to work with again, and I believe we're going to.
It comes from our leadership of our CEO, Nelson. He lives with, the Lord first. I can't say it enough.
And he also has the cutest kid.
Cutest kid. Oh, my daughter's just as pretty.
But it's the same team.
Same team. So on behalf of us, I can't say we couldn't do it without Nelson. His leadership, his guidance. This is my first major men's opportunity, and he gave me my first woman's. So to sit here next to you all is humbled. But one thing that they say about me is I say no. to everything, right? So when the opportunity called, he said, "You want to do Deontay Wilder?" I said, "Yes." It's all love. I'll turn it over to my CEO, Mr. Nelson Lopez.
Yeah, we're going to open the floor to questions. Please raise your hand. I'll recognize you, okay? We'll go to you first, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful performance tonight, first of all.
Thank you so much.
How would you rate your performance tonight?
My performance, I'm satisfied, but I'm not satisfied. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know what I've been through. I've been through a lot, and my battle has been more so on the outside of the ring than in the inside of the ring. And if anybody knows having a warrior mentality, you have to be mentally ready. And if you're not mentally ready, then you're not going to be prepared when it comes to the inside of the ring. You're going to think about everything that's going on outside, your outside world, and what's going on in front of you. And if you're not focused on the task that lies at hand in front of you, you will get hurt. It ain't you can, you will.
Absolutely.
And I had to overcome a lot of different things. A lot of people don't understand I had a long period of time of a shoulder injury as well. When I'm throwing my right hand, I used to be in the pain a lot. My doc's here, he would tell you I only had 20% of my hand. He's like, "Boy, why you in the ring?" I'm like, "Doc, I love this. I gotta see what I'm all about. I'm the one that's always pushing myself, no matter what. I want to see what type of man I am. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't need to be in there, but sometimes, when you love this business and you love to do it, because it changed my life 3 times. I'm looking forward to changing it the 4th time. It makes you just want to get in there and see what you're all about, with the best in the world. So, I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed being here in Kansas. I enjoyed being here with my opponent. He trained very hard. Most of the time when guys prepare for me, they train like their life is on the line, because it really is. As well as mine as well. I tell everyone that as a fighter, we fight for others, and we risk our lives for others' entertainment, and that just bottom line of it. No cutthroats. I like to be straightforward and honest with people. That's what cause I say the things I say, because I want to be real and want to tell people the severeness that this business has to offer. So, I enjoyed it, and I'm ready to do it again. We're gonna get back in the gym. As soon as I get back to the house, I'm going right back in.
Now, the way I tell people that everyone fails, but fighters have the courage to put it out on the line in front of millions.
Amen.
Now, with that being said, where do you see yourself going next?
Next week, we got a plan that we had set for this whole year, and we're gonna stick with it. We're getting a lot of calls to do this, to have this big fight, to have. When you're in the heavyweight division, you're always one fight away from a title fight. And we just want to push it. We want to take our time, just like I did tonight. I took my time, and we're gonna do it with the return as well. Just taking our time, continue to do what we need to do. Until we feel like we're ready to take it back over again.
And you answered my third and final question when you said taking your time.
Yeah.
I was like, I noticed you seem more poised and patient in there. Now, I seen the little, the old bronze bomber come out when you got excited.
Yeah.
There was a lot of setup with that jab a lot tonight. And I told people you had a beautiful jab that kind of went away.
Yeah.
Now, is that back based on the shoulder? Or are you trying to set that up more, so just letting it go?
Well, we've been working on a lot of things. It's, I think one of the things was effective was the hook as well. A lot of people don't understand I have a nice hook. I also have a nice body shot. I displayed it one time. I should have did it as much as I did in sparring as well. I want to display more than the right hand, because it's obvious that, if you look at my history, you understand what's the power shot, what's the money maker, and what'll get guys out of there and in your career. So I don't want to be obvious. I hear, everybody come to see that, so especially with my opponents, that's the first thing that they're waiting on, and they're gonna do anything and everything to try to get out of the way of that. But I want to display more, and with that being said, I'm just taking my time to be able to set up shots and come more with just the right hand. I want to be a complete overall fighter, an all-around fighter, I would say as well. And it's gonna take a little time, you know, one step at a time, brick by brick, and that's what we're doing. We're not letting anyone rush it, and we're gonna get it together. I've been out for like a year or so, and you can tell the rust in there. Like my trainer said, they in the gym, they in the ring right now, sweeping off the rust off the But we enjoyed it. We had a good time, and I couldn't have had a better opponent to come in and to get everything back going for me.
We're going to you, Jack.
Jack Stacks. I had a quick question. So the biggest thing that stood out to me yesterday in your press conference is when you were speaking, it almost felt like you were refreshed. You had talked about how you were fighting for others for so long, and so I felt like you were fresh and you came in intentional and selfish. I just want to know, how did you feel in the ring coming in, feeling like you're refreshed in that mode?
I felt good, you know. I felt good. I also feel like I felt rusty as well, you know. But you're gonna get that when you're coming off of a down there 4-year injury of my shoulder. Many times I would throw the right hand in previous fight that I knew it would hurt me, but I still had to throw it, you know. So like, oh shit, I gotta throw it here. You know, I couldn't really hold my hand up as well because of my rotator cuff as well. So it was a lot of things that was going on with me, and a lot of people will use my truth as an excuse, you know. But I always tell people, you know, they say the truth will set you free. So I let the truth out. It sets me free. I sleep good at night because I know that I've displayed and I've spoken the truth. However people want to dissect it and put it out there as an excuse or whatever they want to say, then that's it, you know. But like I said, step by step, you know, I felt good, but I also felt the rust in there as well. You know, it's one thing being in the gym, having sparring, but there's also another thing when it's time for it where it actually counts and getting in there. So it's a different aura up in there, especially when you have opponents like Tyrrell, you know, want to come in there and win. You know what I mean? Because if he do win, this elevates his career higher and higher. So although, you know, it elevated even more, you know, by going rounds and what he done, he did a tremendous job himself. So, you know, it was a great call overall.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Underground from Underground Boxing News.
Yeah, baby.
Quick question, 3 questions. What was the game plan leading into this fight?
I mean, game plan was just to stay calm, like we did. Stay calm, stay patient. You know, set up a couple of combinations, set up punches. You know what I did. You know, was pretty much the game plan. But they wanted to see me release a little bit more. We saw opportunities, but I didn't take them. You know, and that's something that we're gonna go back and work on as well. You know, it's a lot of things that I did right, and there was a lot of things that I could have done right as well. But you can't do it all in one night. You know, it takes time, and especially in this business, because as a fighter, we got to think offense, defense. We got to think, all right, if he throw this punch, how we counter. It's so many things as a fighter you have to think about at one time while being in the ring. That's why we're of the 1%. That's why you don't see people just run into box and do this. You know what I mean? They playing football, they playing basketball, they playing soccer, they playing golf, they playing tennis. Ain't nobody coming and do this because you don't play boxing. So, you know, God is good.
Definitely. The jab was definitely effective tonight. You caught him with the check left hook on the second round and dropped him. But I seen some matureness out of you because after you dropped him, you kept your composure and stayed calm. I want to know, what did the corner tell you after that second round?
Well, the corner was just telling me the same, just stay calm. You know, my head coach wanted to see some body shots come in there. He wanted to see. We were seeing my opponent was he had a defense shield up in his face. He wanted to come over. I got to check hooks, left hooks and right hooks that I seen an opening in that I didn't take. You know. I just wanted to work on a lot of the different things that's coming back, you know, not only just in the boxing mindset of things, but my mental as well, you know what I mean? I've been through a lot, you know. I've been through a whole lot of betrayal. And anybody know about the betrayal? Betrayal is 10 times worse than a heartbreak, you know. And I had to overcome a lot of things. And with the outside and coming in and trying to perfect what I had to do in the inside of the ring as well too. It was a lot, you know. And like I said, I'm very proud of myself for where I were and where I am and where I'm about to go. So to God be the glory. And that's all I can say to God. That's why I came out with the song "No Weapon Formed Against Me." Jump out. Come on, man. You got up on your feet when that song came on in.
This performance, do you feel like this performance is going to set you up for Anthony Joshua or Usyk or even Joseph Parker, the guys that you have lost to in the past? Would you even like to fight those guys again?
I mean, if the fight was set up, I'll be ready. We'll have to go in the gym and do a lot more. But like I said, right now we're not worried about none of those guys. We have a regimen that we set for as me returning, because it's not a comeback at all. It's a return, you know. And we're gonna stick with that, no matter what names are being put out. We've already got those calls for those guys already. You know what I mean? As soon as this fight was over with, but we're sticking with what we have and plan, and that's what we're gonna do until we feel like we're ready to go to all those roads. We're gonna do so. I mean, it's one thing, you know, when people set fights, a lot of money is on the line, but you know, it ain't all about the money. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's not all about the money. You know what I mean? And we gotta make sure things right, because we're in the hurt business, and if you get any doctor will tell you the head is not meant to be hit. The body's not meant to be hit either. You know what I mean? So, you know, we have to take our time, and so when we're ready, everyone will know. How about that? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the best answer I can give you for that.
We'll go to you, sir, but guys, please limit to follow-up questions. We need to get all the reporters in, so one question, and then we'll get back to you if we can. You're in the back, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's not an issue of opponents for us. I've been getting calls already. If you look around the landscape, there's not many big heavyweight fights that you want to make. There's a few. Deontay can figure into any of them. But last year, when we took off, he never, you know, people talk this, that. I just read things I said, and I never spoke to the person. And it happens. But we have gotten calls from the top fighters because there's very few matches that are good. I mean, Usyk is fighting Dubois again. Who else? Fury is retired. It could be him and Joshua. It could be a few others, but not much. And we don't want to fight for the sake of a payday. We want to not only fight to win, we want to be able to defend it once he wins, like he did with the WBC. And hopefully, and I believe, that the things that derailed him have made him stronger. And now he's going to show it.
Yes, sir. You in the back, you had a question? Did you have a question? I'm sorry. Oh, no? Okay, no. Oh, he went to him. It's okay, man. It's not.
It's all good.
No. You want one more question?
Whatever.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I don't know what to do. Right
Deontay. Oh, Deontay, something you said on my show yesterday, it touched a lot of people. I'm happy you did say about that therapy and the meditation. That's real big for men.
Yeah.
For men, therapy, we need therapy.
Yes.
I'm even thinking about going to therapy myself when I get home. So that touched a lot of people with therapy, and I really hope you do come out with that podcast on that from a heavyweight champion. Like, y'all supposed to be the toughest men in the world. Right. You speaking therapy, nobody would never think that come out your mouth. So thank you for that, brother. Thank you.
We also got some guys, some fighters to come up after that. You know what I mean? That warmed my heart. You know, it almost made me shed some tears.
Absolutely.
And everybody know that I'm not afraid to show my emotions. That's one thing about being a man. You know what I mean? As you become a boy, you see things, you want to be like certain people and influence, you know, certain people influence you in the wrong way, you know, like, you know, men aren't supposed to cry because it shows weakness. That's such a lie, you know. And like I said, you know, if you can't release, then when you do release, it may be the wrong time at the wrong place, and then that can put you away for life, where you can't even enjoy your life, you know what I mean? Instead, because because we worried about what someone else think or say of us, you know what I mean? And it's not like that. As men, we do need help. Most of us are born with PTSD as a little child. I can raise my hand and testify to that, you know, and, you know, sometimes how we grow make us tough in life, but that don't mean we have to always be tough. You understand? Life is supposed to be enjoyed. You know what I mean? It don't supposed to be a battle every time, and sometimes we battle with ourselves. First and foremost, because we want to be tough. We want to show this macho, and it ain't all about that. Live your life, young man. Live your life. You understand me? Because it's a blessing to be able to have age. I love age. You know, I'm about to be 40, you know, in October. You know what I mean? I can't wait. You understand me? To embrace that age, you know what I mean? Because, you know, age ain't nothing but a number. Because if we all go off of how we feel, a lot of people feel old because of how they feel. Exactly. Forget the age. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I want to feel young, you know, and as the age comes, it shows growth. And I've had a lot of growth in my life. And as you get older, I'm sure a lot of men can testify as we get older, that's when we really, really start to mature. And we put away the foolish things. And the thing that was that hyped us up is it ain't so interesting no more. You know what I mean? As the young people see it, it may be cool for them, but as we grow, like we've been there, done that. We know what you're gonna go. That's how you become wise, when you apply knowledge to life. Only when you apply knowledge to life is when you become wise. Because age don't bring wisdom. Or we won't have a terminology of old fool. And I'm sure everybody in here know old fool.
How did you come up with that decision to come out publicly about that, about what you've been through, about your past, about everything that that you had on your chest? How did you speak with your team first, or you just like, I need to let the world see what's going on?
Well, I always speak from my heart. You know what I mean? I may have a long message or short message, but I know that when I speak from my heart, I have the right message. That somebody's gonna collect what I've said and apply it to their lives, and then make their lives better. You know, I can't reach everyone. You can't please everyone. There's too many people in the world to please. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So whatever's being said, whatever I say, and if it's applied to you, then take it away. You know, that's why I would love to see some of the fighters that came up to us and like, yo, D, we need help too, man. We want to see your sports psychologist. I mean, we've been through a lot, whatever. Man, that was a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Because they probably would have never considered that if I wasn't talking about it, or therapy, or even getting a sports psychologist. You know what I mean? And as men, we need it. We need it, and I want a lot of other men to step up and get the help that you need. You know, it's a healthier life. You know, they say health is wealth. Then make yourself wealthy then by making yourself healthy. You know what I mean?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're closing out the questions, and thank Mr. Wilder for his time. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful night and get home safe, please.
We're going to bring up Tyrrell Herndon for a few moments. I have some questions.